Hi all, this is Catherine from Katie Jim Studios. Someone had asked me if I could demonstrate the Made for Mermaids freebie game card holder. Their pattern for it is free, like I said, and it's on their site. So I'll add a link below. And this is one of my first videos, so please excuse me for being so darn nervous. So what you need is the pattern comes with 2 circles of different sizes. The large circle is for the fabric. You want to cut 2 circles for each card holder you want to make out of the large circle pattern. And then it comes with a small circle pattern that you want to cut 2 interfacings. I like this fleecy interfacing for this, but any good interfacing will work. And you need 2 for each card holder. You're also going to need 2 buttons the same size. So I have 2 for each of these card holders I'm making for my daughter. First thing you do is you take your big circles and you lay your interfacing in the center. You center it so that it's got an even amount all the way around, and you give it a press with your iron. Press it really well, make sure it's stuck very, very well. Then the next step, which I've already done some, is to make a basting stitch 1/2 inch around your edge with your sewing machine, or even hand stitching. You can just take your needle and go in and out like this, keeping your ends free, and you can go all around like that if you want to, but I find it faster to go on the sewing machine. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm putting on a basting stitch, and I've got a black thread in it so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to start here and just go all the way around. So see the basting stitch all the way around. I'm going to be able to pull those threads and gather it. So you just take both threads on one side and you give it a tug. I like using the bobbin side because it gathers easier to me. And you just pull it. Whoops, I flipped it. Until you've got some pretty good gathers going on. Like that. Doesn't really matter because all you have to do now is get your CD case. What you want is one of your CDs. These are bunches of them that we have that we never used, but you can use an old one. You can use a game that your kids no longer play. Just bunches of things to reuse these into whatever you want, including these magical things. Okay, so see, it's all inside. It's pretty even all the way around. It kind of does it almost automatically, but if it doesn't, you do it. Easy enough also. So the next step is just tie a knot. I'm trying to make sure it's nice and taut without breaking it, which I did snap my thread several times the first few times I made it. And yep, I am tying a knot all by myself while holding it in place, which is harder than it looks, because I like it nice and tight. So I tie it a few times so it doesn't come undone. Give it a little nip so it doesn't stick out. And you do the same thing with the other one. Okay, our stitches are in. I'm going to gather it now. I'm going to try this just a little bit more easier. I'm going to take my little disc and put it in first, and then pull my gather strings. Maybe I was better off doing it the other way. I'm going to do it the other way. Yeah, too many threads here. Go away, threads. The nice thing about watching somebody else do it is you can see the silly things they do. And don't do that. Okay, so I've got it where I can pop this in. And here we have it. We've got our two covers. Now we need to choose our buttons. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the center of one and I just take and put a little tiny stitch in the middle. And I've already put a knot in the end of my thread. I like to have mine doubled. So what that means is I put both ends through the needle. So I have 4 threads, but you can do 2 and 2. It's really entirely up to you. So I start off there and then that marks my center. So I know my button goes right there in the center. You can kind of feel it. You can feel it underneath too. So I think the hardest part is starting off with your button in the center. So you start sewing your button in one side out the other. Now when you come out the other side, you're going to go into, see how it's on there, it's there, and now I want to sew it to go on through the inside of the other one, and I want to pick a spot that's similar to where it is, just a little bit off center, so that my button will be placed equally with the other button. Now I'm going to match them up. So that my circles are sandwiched perfectly. I'm going to go in another buttonhole, just kind of feeling the other button, making sure they're straight. And I'm going to pop it right through the same place I went before, pulling my thread all the way through, no bumps, no lumps, and do it again. This time I'm going to come up into a different hole, I hope. Yep, there we go. Now I like the habit of pulling my button super tight, but really you don't want it super tight or you won't be able to knot it afterward. And go through from one side to the other side again. Come on, little button. You know how to do this. Good boy. There it is. Put it through again. Boy, this one feels kind of janky. There we go. One more time. And this time when I come through, I'm going to get under my button like this so I could tie my knot. See how I did that? I hope that helps. Now to tie my knots, I make a loop. I just take it, twist a loop, put it over my thread, over the button, like that, and pull it tight. And I do that about 3 or 4 times. Twist, put it over. This is so much easier to do when you're not demonstrating it because you can hold it at an angle that's comfortable for you. It's 2. I do it at least 3 times just to be sure it's not going to come undone, especially because, you know, kids can be super rough on things. I'll do it one more time just for the fun of it. And nip it close. And that's it. Super simple. Then you can just, oh, I didn't bring any playing cards. Well, you could just pop your cards in like this and hold them in your hand. Let's pretend these are cards. Da 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 da. Pretend they're cards. Da 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 da. See? And they can hold them, hide them. So there you go. Make thousands. Show me them. Bye now.